us at the bar, please.
Welcome to Tavern Tales. These are the adventures of The Rookies, a curated actual play of the tabletop role-playing game Masks, A New Generation from Magpie Publishing. Previously on Tavern Tales. After finishing with the counselor, Solarian's mom has a surprise in store for the group. So what does this base look like?
Come sit down and drink with the enemy, raise a glass and toast to the enemy, and I'm not gonna do this on my own. So come sit down and laugh with the enemy, raise a glass and sing to the enemy, and I'm not gonna do this on my own. So I won't end up being alone, 'cause I won't drink my drink alone. So what about you? One beer or two, I'll drink to you.
Everyone downstairs, what's something amazing, Allison, Marie-Claire, and Paige, each of you, what is something amazing that you would want to see in like a base?
It's like a huge control panel. Like we don't know what it's for, but like there's just a big panel and like just full of buttons, like looks like something from Star Trek. It's just like a panel, there's some screens in it and just buttons, some light.
Like the Batcave
yeah. Like there's a big just panel and there's just so many buttons.
Cool.
So many buttons.
So there's like a workout type area.
Yes.
Yeah, like with like, hey, the like super weights that like I can lift then nobody else can.
Not true, but okay.
You know what I'm saying.
Why? Because X-Pay's superpowers are almost the same as yours.
Yeah.
Paige, what else is there?
Hey.
There is 5 glass tubes that have an empty mannequin in it. And when you walk up to it, it lights up. And everyone has a different color. Green, blue, orange, yellow. Pretty nifty.
There are other cool things that do not immediately catch your eye, but you have a base that's set out and stretched out in front of you.
There's a lounge area.
Yes, absolutely. More things will uncover as we experience and explore your base underneath the gymnasium of Sam Smith School. For those who are paying close attention, you can see the Excelsior Prep, the Phoenix Academy brochures, like sticking out of the back pocket of George, sticking out of one of the backpack fobby thingies of Adora. X-Pay has rolled them up and has stuck them in a pocket so you can see just the edge of one as Solarian comes down the stairs.
With my briefcase.
You fixed the door?
Yes, it's fixed.
Good. This is your base of operations. I don't want you in my home or elsewhere. I feel this would be most protected, convenient, and there is a transponder over there that will take you and transport your matter and break you down into subatomic particles and transport those particles in a vast array onto a set location and then reconstitute you. It is better to do so on an empty stomach, but I understand your earthly needs require you to masticate things and then digest them in order to gain nutriental sustenance. That is all.
Are you kicking me out?
You don't live here. This is a place for your team to operate as you appear to be incapable of acting on your own, Solarian. These individuals seem to temper you and make you better than you otherwise are, and I wish for you to exceed and excel and develop beyond your baseline.
XP raises their hand.
She looks at you confusedly and then high-fives you. Is that correct? I presume?
No, but I'll take it. That was awesome.
Excellent.
But I actually have a question for you.
Yeah.
So this is super awesome. Don't get me wrong. But I don't know about you guys, but I was just in the guidance counselor's office and she gave me these pamphlets for a different school. So my question is, if we're being put in a different school, how are we going to access this one?
Well, I guess you wouldn't be able to, and my son would have to topple a giant robot onto the gymnasium of that school, which would then allow me to create this secret and hidden base.
It would be a fun Instagram live stream.
I was gonna say, that sounds kind of cool.
That was sarcasm, and that is all. And then she leaves.
I like your mom.
She's a peach, isn't she?
Everyone in this peach.
I think she wants us to stay here, if I'm reading her correctly. Maybe.
So do you guys think like these snacks are just for like anybody? And he
Yes.
starts like walking towards and there's like a pantry.
There's a pantry.
Cool. Everything in the pantry is just like storefront packaging. There's no food in the pantry. It's just the fictional, the things that they put into commercials and whatnot that looks like food.
I don't like your mom.
Of course, she cheaped out.
Can you like, now that I saw it though, can you like manifest some like Cheetos?
I suppose we are a bit peckish, are we not?
Well, she said empty stomach, and then I remembered I hadn't eaten in a while.
All right. And Solarian's
I don't know if you don't. Do you think he can? I mean, you are utterly hopeless.
What is happening right now?
So hungry.
Okay, is the pregnant woman hungry or is
No, George is hungry. He hasn't eaten in about a day.
Yeah, he
which
wouldn't
is
have.
really
He has zero money.
No, he has money. He's just
Supposedly.
not buying anything.
I'm going to pull out a granola bar from my backpack.
Wait, George has money that was and a credit and a debit card that was given to him and cash in that wallet.
He has money. He's not sure what to do with it. He hasn't made a decision.
Exactly.
He has money, but he's reluctant to use it. So he is acting as if he has no money.
Exactly.
Yeah, but he's gone.
He's Schrodinger's
hungry.
wallet right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hand George a granola bar from my backpack.
Thanks.
What do you say?
Are you hungry?
Yeah.
Here, take this. George, you're looking thin.
Thanks.
I'm gonna chuck it at his head. We're all in this together. You're not alone. Hand on the shoulder.
Oh, that's adorable. Roll to comfort.
All right. Ooh, I'm not good at mundane. oh.
Just try.
No.
Oh.
So you've missed. Failed to comfort.
So what happened?
George, you see this, it's just a single granola bar. That is, you eat a single granola
It's
bar.
not even covered in chocolate.
Like you eat
Oh.
a pack of granola bars as a snack.
Yeah.
This is one granola bar. George's tummy grumbles loudly as George accepts a single granola bar.
Feel like pizza would have been a better choice.
And Marie Claire, you can mark potential because you've missed.
He's gonna like super speed open the wrapper.
Oh, no,
and-
no. It's my turn because she missed. I get to do a move. Yeah. And as you pull out this granola bar that has been at the bottom of your backpack for a while,
Wished.
a pamphlet, another brochure sort of thing, falls out of your backpack as well and has this bright, sunny campground on the front of it. And it says, "Come to Camp Org off the charts." Falls to the ground, lands at George's feet. George, your eyes, everyone's eyes immediately alight upon this brochure to this sunny, happy camping experience. I just did the GM move, reveal dark secrets of their path.
Ooh. Camp Org off the charts.
You got an extra pamphlet today? Question mark. I didn't get this pamphlet. Can I go to camp?
I'm just gonna like shove the granola bar at you and pick up the pamphlet like
Ow!
hurriedly. I'm gonna go and pick it up and like dust it off and like fold it up and put it back in my backpack.
It looks real weird.
What was that?
Nothing.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm convinced.
This is nothing you need to worry about, Solarian. It's good. Things are fine.
All right.
Were you like in like a commune? Did they still do that?
I was just a summer camp when I was younger and it wasn't weird at all. It wasn't, the camp didn't burn down.
Okay. The camp didn't burn down. Panel closes at the bottom. Well, that sure seems suspicious.
Yeah.
Saturday.
Oh no.
Solarian is standing in a fancy men's store looking at mannequins, a big array of mannequins, and an erudite English person is standing there saying, "Are you sure I can't help you, sir?" And another panel is of each of your different characters getting ready. And the fourth panel is George. Where are you, George?
George is in the new space, the lair, whatever we're calling the cool basement of the gym.
Okay.
Our team room. We'll come up with a cool name for it later. Sitting there, and he's putting on a black hoodie and like his black sweatpants because he's going stealth. That's his stealth.
Because you're going to come and like spy on the meetup.
Yeah. So you can see him kind of struggling because they're like older and he doesn't wear them. They're a little bit tight. Like the hoodie kind of like sits a little bit above where you would expect it to, like just over his belly button. So it's a little short. So he has to hike up his sweatpants. And so there's like a little bit of like cankle showing. He's got big legs. So
has George been living in the lair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is no bed. There is a couch and it is covered in crumbs.
Yeah.
George looks like he's eaten nothing but free crackers and soy sauce for several days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jam as well from like, because there's peanut butter and jam in the cafeteria in the school. So he's been stealing those, making peanut butter jam soda cracker sandwiches.
The school is now out of peanut butter and jam.
Yeah.
And there's an inquest into it as to where that's gone.
It's mice. That's his
you can
story.
tell that because there's an email open from the school to George's guardian, which is just a fake email account. And it says, if you have any knowledge or awareness, there's been a theft of all of the consumables that the cafeteria normally puts out for free. What's the panel of XPay?
XPay is in their little room that they have in the basement of the school, and they are picking some of their favorite flower shirts.
Nice.
That they're going to be wearing, and their favorite striped pants that they're going to be wearing. And Jeb is there with XPay.
Howdy!
Yep. And because XPay is trying everything on and getting Jeb's opinion on which one Jeb thinks is best.
Good.
Yeah, exactly. It's fantastic. It's a lot of fun.
So like a montage
Yes.
from an 80s movie? Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Stripes are better than wipes with pleats.
You know, I agree, Jeb. That's the most understandable thing you've said in a while. There we go. Good old Jeb back to it. Do you think I should wear pink suspenders or yellow suspenders? Yellow, I agree.
A purple bat is not as...
Yeah, I get it. You're right. I should probably go with blue.
You have all of the color of suspenders?
Yeah, you don't?
No.
It's a signature look.
Do you want to know what Adora's going to wear?
Yes.
Okay. Adora had a quick conversation with her mom before she left for work that day. And she just was like, okay, so if anything weird is going on, please let me know immediately. Please text me and don't hide that anything weird is happening. And the conversation just goes back and forth. And my mom is just like, it's fine. Everything's good. I assume Adora is just being more paranoid than normal because of the threat. So Adora has decided to attempt to look like a girl momentarily for this meeting. So she's going to wear a dress.
All right, cool. She's putting on a dress.
No hoodie required.
And looks awkward.
Yep.
Excellent. I love it.
And she's still wearing her like Doc Martens.
I like it.
We are downtown Halcyon City. The river flows nearby. Beautiful, gigantic apartment building. The suite
pick up XPay.
I don't need that scene, right? Because we know you're going there together. So beautiful apartment building, 25 stories at minimum. And the apartments, because it was an S in the letter, set is the top floor, the penthouse of these apartments. It is a gorgeous Saturday evening. There are people walking dogs and animals on the sidewalk that overlooks the river. It is a gorgeous night. There's a couple of fancy restaurants around the corner, and picture, for those of us who are in Calgary, a Mission sort of area of Calgary, high class, erudite sort of area. Very rich and wealthy live in this apartment building. XP and Adora arrive together, saying,
I think we're over here.
This is so cool. I've never been in this area of the city before.
Yeah, it's a little snobby for my tastes.
Can you explain?
Like sometimes people have like more money or power or control and they like to show it off and don't like people who have less power, control, etc., money around them.
Solarian.
I mean,
Yeah, that's perfect because in the back of this panel at the restaurant that you can see between Xpei and Bo, they're standing there and you can see one of the restaurants in the front of the apartment is on the one side of them as they're standing in front of it, but you can see in the and between them, very small, you see a figure seated at the restaurant with a menu covering their face. They're wearing black pants or black something or other, but you can see a large chunk of white and then their running shoes. As you see George, for everyone who's watching, if you're paying close attention to the minutia of the comic, you can see George is in the panel. Solarian arrives. What's Solarian wearing?
He's wearing a nice black tuxedo.
What is the terrible condition of the store that you left in the process of creating your black tuxedo?
All of the windows and mirrors are shattered and destroyed.
Perfect. Yes, I love it.
Yep.
Shows up in a shiny, fancy tuxedo.
With his briefcase.
Of course.
Because wherever he goes, that briefcase coming with him.
It just shows that he means business.
In his tuxedo.
It's a brown briefcase, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I just love that's like, instead of like underdressing, you're overdressing. It's
You
great.
told me to dress nice.
It wasn't me.
Next panel is the three of them. I'm going to put Terry in this scene as well, just because I think Terry would be there, but hasn't said anything.
Jeez, Terry.
Terry's off to one side. The four of you walking into the elevators of the building. Push the button. The doors are opening. That's the scene. In the corner of that scene, you can see, it looks like the front of a running shoe. Just in the corner of that front panel. It's the same running shoe that the individual that was sitting at the restaurant.
Yep.
There is a bubble panel of the table, the fencing, they got that like rope fencing that keeps the patio from the sidewalk.
Yeah.
That is all knocked down. The table's knocked down. The umbrellas that were blocking the sun are all poofed up. And there is dust covering the people's sides from where that person was seated. Did that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
Yep.
There you go. You're in the elevator, and the elevators open up, and you can hear the sound of music, classical music playing dimly, indistinctly throughout the entirety of this huge penthouse. Sun is just setting because it's 7 o'clock in September in Halcyon City, and the view as you come out of the elevators is that sunset, and everything's set in a beautiful golden ambient light. There are columns stretching up to a roof 30 feet high above you, and it looks as though the entire place is devoid of walls and is just an open, expansive area with these columns interset here and there. And the whole entire exterior of this entire apartment building's floor, you can see out the walls, and there are areas set aside, like over there is a beautiful reclining couch with an electric fireplace that's glowing cheerily, merrily there, a nice beautiful shag carpet rug. There is art on some of these columns that really speaks to the George Grady person. It's definitely 70s style art of food and delicious snacks like Hostess Twinkies. And there's like a Hostess Twinkies poster on one of the things. And so all of the pictures or whatnot really seem to speak to you like George Grady. Like, there is a bas relief sort of thing against the wall where because there's that wall on the inside there where the elevator comes up. And so that's really the only wall in the entire place. And it's right in the middle. And the walls around that, there is a bas relief of a Fuddruckers on one side, like the entrance to a Fuddruckers sort of thing, like would be carved out of bronze or copper or something.
Fuddruckers is like a Chuck E. Cheese kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's other things, and I would like you to interpose them over time of would-be George type things. There's a large figure, 6'3", built like a rectangle, wearing a suit standing there with a big snifter type glass in hand, and gray hair, older, looks like buff 65, does not look 65, looks maybe in his late 40s sort of thing, like Robert Downey Jr. sort of style. But he's like massive. He's like a mountain of a man, and he's standing there.
Like, is there facial similarities to George?
Yes.
Yeah.
Looks like George's dad.
George
Like right there.
got swole.
Still a little bit of a belly, but I mean, it's just because he's such a mountain of a man.
And I mean, the dude's 65, so you got a little something.
Exactly.
He got thick.
Welcome.
Hello.
Hi, George. General
Thanks,
George.
Just George is fine. Actually,
G. General G.
GG? Like, good game? No, wait.
look, thanks for coming. Just call me General. It's going to be easier overall. You just call me General. Not the General, because that's the supervillain name or whatever.
Generally
Thank you.
good looking. Generally swole.
It's nice to see you too, Adore.
She can't breathe in that dress.
You can actually see like her defined, like she's got a bodybuilder type build. So she's actually like, you can see it because she's not wearing baggy clothes.
Yeah. George, how do you get there?
So he ran up the stairs.
There's no stairs.
It has to have stairs. What if there's a fire, Kyle? There's regulations.
There's
This is
superheroes.
2020.
There's actually a fireman's pole outside the window. You can climb up it.
The fire escape.
How did you
25
get
floors.
there?
Not the stairs.
There's no stairs.
There has at least to
No.
the 24th floor. There's stairs, right? How do these? What? This is a fire trap that he built. I'm being serious. You just can't tell. It's literally an apartment building without a
There are
fire
no stairs.
escape or no stairs.
I mean, you're asking a confirmation for a question, and
What
I've
could
already
know?
given you the answer.
That's illegal. I'm gonna report this.
Okay, so George is down at the public office
be like-
reporting the lack of stairs.
I can't believe this apartment doesn't have stairs. That was his plan. So I guess now he's a speedster who has to take the elevator and listen to Girl from Infusino.
Are you taking the elevator?
I have to. There's no stairs. He's not gonna like run up the side. That's a little too much. He's hopeless still. So like
Yes,
that's a
he's very
little till.
hopeless.
That's a little too much.
Exactly.
So he's gonna boom hit the elevator button. Do 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 do.
Like,
Ridiculous.
go to a nearby building and jump across to the other roof.
Why doesn't it have stairs?
There you are. You're standing there in front of the General, who wants to just be called General.
Aye, aye, General. It's a swanky place you got here.
Where's your bathroom?
Around on the other side of the elevator.
All right. She's going to go and sneak into the bathroom and investigate his medicine cabinet.
Okay, sure. Roll to assess the situation.
Yeah.
Does he take Viagra?
Whoa.
It's really personal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm an asshole.
You're a teenager.
I got an 8. What here can I use against him in the bathroom?
Yeah, there's definitely stress medicine in the.
Does he have a heart problem?
That's not clear.
Anxiety meds?
Sure, something along
like
those
that.
lines.
All right, cool. I'm going to take my phone and take a picture of the medication that he's taken. Just check out the bathroom and be like, yes, extra toilet paper, classy.
All right, yeah, you're
You know.
gone for a little while.
Yeah.
So what is everyone else doing? Solarian?
Solarian's just kind of walking around looking at all the hostess posters and the spread of food.
There's definitely a lovely spread of food. All of your favorites, in fact.
Lots of charcuterie boards. I
Yes.
see there in general.
Really thankful that you were all able to be.
Yeah, what's the purpose of us being here anyways?
I figured you would all have questions. You starting a long and very important stage in George's life, and you are the closest friends and family George will have for a very long time.
Why, what's happening to George right now?
If only George was here. The door in the elevator goes ding, opens.
He still has the menu, but he's going to use a super speed and like quickly look and then hide like behind the elevator.
Sure.
So hopes no one saw him. But he had his menu.
Roll to unleash your powers.
Here goes nothing. 8 minus 2 is not enough.
You roll to unleash your powers.
I've-
When you roll to unleash your powers, you are rolling plus free. So you've got a 7 to unleash your powers.
Yeah.
However, you only got a 7 and 9. So you can either mark a condition, or I'll tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary.
I don't want another condition.
Okay. Okay, so you have been successful. The door opens. Nobody's in it. A breeze blows out. The General looks at it interestingly, says, "That's odd." And you rush around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
It is temporary or unstable because as you rush around the corner, you collide wickedly with Adora, who says, "Ow," as that is somehow translated in bubble, as all we see is a woomph as you collide with Dora as she was exiting the bathroom.
Shh, not here.
Laying on the ground, unable to breathe more or say anything other than, "Shh,
Yeah.
I'm not here." Two of you are in a tangled heap.
Oh, George.
He just shakes his head, eyes wide. Woman.
Adora sure is taking a long time there.
She sure is. Maybe we should go look for her and look at this cool little place.
General, do you mind if we take a look around a little bit?
By all means. Food will be served at 7:30.
What time is it now?
He looks and sees you do not wear a watch. And he says, "Time is always important to you, XP." And he pulls out a nice box, leather exterior box, and he passes it to you.
I take it
Inside of it is
and I open it.
a watch.
A watch. I was going to say a phone, but it's a watch.
It's a watch.
Oh, that's super duper. Thanks. Is this mine? Or is this just a loaner while I'm here?
By all means, take it.
Oh, that's awesome. Rips it out of the box and puts it on their wrist.
What's the watch look like? What would be a watch that George would give somebody?
It's a Mickey Mouse watch. It's a vintage Mickey Mouse watch. Yeah.
Looks exactly like a vintage Mickey Mouse watch.
Right.
It's
with
got the
classic
arms.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to have one of those.
The time is 7 o'clock.
Oh, it's real fancy. I don't remember them talking. Oh, it's 4 o'clock. Oh,
Gives Kyle an excuse to use his Mickey Mouse impression.
I love Mickey Mouse. It's so fun to do, though.
This is so cool. I love it. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm gonna watch the watch, and we're gonna go explore your place, and then we'll be back for dinner at 7:30. And
You walk around the corner, and there is George and Adora laying on the ground.
George, what are you doing? I say it really loud.
Well, the panel does not really articulate that, nor do we see if the general...
There's exclamation marks.
Sure.
And George has a big ugh. Kind
Okay.
of like a Charlie Brown.
But
comic
there's no
strip.
panel that shows the general move around the corner or come back into view.
All right, so Adora quickly tries to stand up and straighten up her dress and all that stuff that you would try to do if you were caught in an unfortunate situation, tangled up with a man wearing too tight sweatpants.
If you need more time, we can come back later.
Oh my god!
Oh, yeah, what time is it? Oh, look at the watch you gave me, George. It's so nice.
George stuck in here and then ran into me like a jerk.
I did.
Hey, George,
Yeah,
is that the type of watch that you would give somebody?
totally. He's kind of jealous. Because he always wanted one when he was a kid.
And you're also hopeless.
Yeah.
Just continue.
Well, do you like it? It's super duper.
It is super duper. And he says, and you can see the words are deflated somehow. Some great artist drew deflated Comic Sans.
Did you follow your lesson?
Is your lesson? What did you learn?
I did.
What's your lesson?
Always say thank you when someone does something nice.
Aw, yeah.
So you have embodied one of your lessons. You need to shift one label up and one label down, your choice.
Noise.
Oh,
She's learning her manners. It's
Just,
actually really cute.
normal conversations with Jeb, your creator or your caretaker. What's been happening so far is, the boring stuff, right? But if you approach Jeb with your lower one, with an actual problem, not which suspenders should I pick? If you go to Jeb with an actual problem, Jeb will have to give you one of those 4 things below.
Can you explain to me again the purpose of mundane? Like more human?
Pierce the mask. When you go to pierce someone's mask, you're rolling plus mundane. So if you want your ability to pierce the mask to be better, you would increase your mundane.
I'm going to do that. So move that one up. I'm going to move my danger down. The more polite I get, the less dangerous I am.
Okay, that's cute.
Basically, Ms. Thornbubble's words have been pushed away
Yep.
Take that,
because
Ms.
you
Thorne.
remembered to say thank you.
Yep.
That's cute. I like it.
4 of you are together behind the elevators in front of the washroom.
Adora's very embarrassed right now.
I don't know why you guys would accept anything from him.
I went to the bathroom. God.
I wasn't talking to you,
He only gave XP a watch. I didn't get anything.
but you're here.
I was invited.
He's literally holding a charcuterie board and eating all of the meat on it.
I was invited.
The looks good. Can I have a piece?
Yes. Everyone arise.
Do you literally pick them up off the floor with your powers?
Can I?
You tell me. You have cosmic energies.
Yes,
so.
I'm going to do
All right,
that.
dude. All right, cool. You don't even need to roll. That's not. You're not unleashing your powers to do that. So yes, you pick them up.
Lift them up.
Yeah.
Place them down, Jim.
Yeah.
And that's so he doesn't have to put a charcuterie board down. His hands are so full. He just doesn't Can he do it telepathically?
He's
Can
literally helping you up by grabbing you by all of you and manipulating you to standing position.
I'm going to go over and pick up a gherkin but it's like a gherkin, so it's going to be unseductive.
Sure.
Just bite off the end.
I love it.
And I'm going to like readjust my sweatpants because him picking me up kind of gave me increased the wedgie that's already kind of growing.
Yes. The flood pants status is like 5 inches of flood pants.
Try to like push it down and it's not
Actually, the
working.
more fraught the situation gets, the more the flood pants rise.
Maybe I'm getting taller.
Because I'm not 6'3".
Standing there, the four of you. Seems like there was a lull in the conversation, so the lights flicker as sunset hits.
Ooh.
It seems strange.
I don't like this.
George, are you going to be okay? It seems like you didn't want to come and now you're here.
I wanted to make sure you guys are okay because I didn't want him to hurt you or something.
We care about you too, George.
Yeah, it's super nice.
I'm not very good at comforting.
You can hear General George Grady walking towards the group. You haven't left this area. You've been standing outside the bathroom the whole time.
We'll be fine, George. Let's go. See.
Bathroom door is slightly open, George.
He decides he's not going to run away.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
General turns the corner, starting with the words of like, you wanted a tour, but it's just the George.
Other George.
Doesn't seem to even faze him that you would call him that.
Okay.
So is it time to eat now? Is it 7:30? Let
It is not 7:05.
Why doesn't it move faster? He starts spinning the little clock hand.
Slaren's going to present the charcuterie board to XP. Have something to eat while we wait.
Ah, fantastic. Thank you.
This is like
Remember, your mouth doesn't open all the way. This is like just a little mouth, remember?
Yeah.
And so the big charcuterie, you're like,
Yeah, just little nibbles like a mouse.
I totally pictured you taking a big piece of the charcuterie and just like finding a way to stuff it into your tiny little mouth hole.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. And then when you talk, it doesn't sound like your mouth is full.
Yeah.
It just talks normally, even though there's tons of food in there.
So, Salarian, does your skin tan when you're in the sun? All right, well, we got the general. Fine. And general.
Oh, the general's here, blah. I like that. That was good.
In this lull, George is going to pull out the Carol Burnett wallet that the general sent him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to not throw it, but like fling it at the general is the verb I'm going to go with. He flings it at the general in an attempt to provoke him.
Okay. Sure. You want to provoke?
Oh my God. Snake eyes.
So you fail, you mark potential.
I haven't done that yet. Where is that?
There you go. You fail utterly in your provoking. So I've showed you an artifact of the past, your Mickey Mouse watch you've always wanted, which is one of my GM moves that I can use against you. I'm going to show you an absurdity of the present because as you throw it, you throw it and you're like, oh no, I've just thrown that and it's going to sail over his head and like land in this terribly weird place. Like I didn't hit him at all. I'm gonna throw it. It's gonna go over his head and go into the bathroom because that was such a bad throw.
It's going to go in the toilet.
But all the general does is quicker than the blink of an eye. You can see it because you can see in the time speed. He lightly jumps, grabs the wallet out of the air without, like, at super speed. He takes 2 steps, tucks it into your front pocket, and takes 2 steps back and looks at you with nary a cause for concern or expression. He's basically showed you he knew you were going to do that. He knew you were going to miss. He caught it and put it back. The rest of you don't even see it. You think that George has thrown like a piece of paper or something or just waved at him. Yeah, it was even better. Just waved at him. Like, meh. And this is my GM move of show them an absurdity of the present as a result of your failure to provoke the general.
Welp.
That's what George says.
Yep.
What's everybody else up to?
I'm watching the time on the clock.
Anyone else for hors d'oeuvres? I still have the charcuterie board in my head.
I don't want anything from him.
Can I have something to drink? I'm going to, like, when we're out of the bathroom area, I'm going to pull Solarian aside and say, he's on anxiety medication.
He doesn't leave. He just stands there. It's like he goes off to get you a drink.
I was trying to, like, pull somebody aside.
I would like to explore the rest of this floor. I want to learn more about this George. I really like them because they gave me a present.
I think that's great.
And they seem really nice.
You like him, but you're afraid of him?
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to figure out how to subtly bring up, oh, hey, you threatened my mother, without actually saying that. But I'm like trying to get, like, you don't go to a battle without any sort of weapons. I'm trying to get some information.
So it sounds like, once again, you want to assess the situation.
Yes.
And I'm not gonna do this on my own. And raise a glass and toast to the enemy. Raise a glass and sing to the enemy. And I'm not gonna do this on my own.
This concludes this episode of Tavern Tales.
A Curated Masks, a new generation game set in the superhero teenage world of Halcyon City.
Our intro and outro music is the song Tavern Tales by the Bad Billy Band. You can find out more about the Bad Billy Band on iTunes or at www.badbillyband.com, or follow them on Twitter at badbillyband. Thanks for listening. Please feel free to leave us a review on iTunes or find us on Twitter at tavern_tales. We'll be back next week with more of the adventure.